So guys, I've decided to work with these fish, the lane snapper, and I'm gonna fry them, and the parrotfish here. That is my favorite. So guys, I'm gonna show you how I clean my fish. I have my cut lemon here. I'm gonna put the fish in a container and squeeze the lime all over it before I start cleaning. Okay guys, so I just want you to see how I clean the fish. So guys, to clean the fish, basically what you're gonna do, this is the parrotfish, my favorite fish. You would buy your fish at the store and ask them to clean it. I think if you don't want to have it clean, if you don't want to have it clean, it costs less. If you want to have it clean, it costs more. So they like maybe $1 more. They clean it for you at the store, but still guys, you want to like do, they're not gonna take special attention to certain areas, and even though they clean it, like clean it up for you and everything, you still want to get rid of the extra scale. So the scale grows that way, and then you're just gonna clean it in the opposite direction, and that's how you do it. There's not much coming off but see, that's the scale. See the scale? There's not much coming off because they already cleaned it, but yeah, and then you clean up your fish, clean whatever you don't like on the fish, like this thing, like they get into here and clean it, but what's left, you want to clean it out with your knife, and you get into the head and clean out what you don't like, and then basically that's it. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's the that was a parrotfish, and this is the lane snapper. Sometimes you could snip off the tail, guys. If you have like a food scissors, you could cut the tail off. They cleaned this one for me, so I'm just getting rid of the excess, guys. Basically, that's what I'm doing. You clean, and areas like this, you hold it and clean. And then what I like to do, guys, I like to put a slit in my so when I'm frying the fish, this knife is a bit dull. When I'm frying the fish, then I like to slit it, guys. So put a little cut into it. Some people do it that way, and some people go this way and cut it so that it will soak. When you're frying the fish, it will soak better. They could do it this way or slant way. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. So you would cut, scrape, clean your fish, and maybe I'll cut the tail off with the scissors, and then you get inside here and clean out. But this one is very clean. That's what they did at the store. But then the others, that's what I'm gonna be doing, like just cleaning everything and make sure there's no scale left. And then we go on to the next step. So guys, I scaled my fish. You scale your fish carefully. I'm just gonna put lime all over it because you want to enjoy your fish when you're eating it. You don't want to be tasting scales, right? These things that I'm gonna be rinsing off, you don't want to be tasting them on your fish when it's fried. So I put lime all over. I wash my fish with lime, and then I'm gonna put some vinegar and wash it with the vinegar and lime. Sometimes I put a little salt on it because salt kills it kills anything that is on the fish that is not good for you. So let me just pour some vinegar here on my fish, guys, and then I'm gonna put the water onto it before I I have enough lime because fish is raw, guys. And then I'm gonna turn the pipe onto it. You want to use not hot water to wash your fish, right? Use the cold water. And then I'm just gonna be putting some salt. I use this cheap salt, guys. I don't use my pink Himalayan salt to wash my meat or fish. You can use anything cheap because it's just washing, right? And then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wash this 3 times, wash it clean, make sure everything is washed out on the inside. So if you're gonna not pay the extra money to get your fish clean, you'll have to gut the fish yourself, and I don't like gutting the fish, too much work. So I always ask them to clean the fish for me, guys. Okay. And also, let me see if I can find my scissors. So guys, this is a food scissors. If you have a food scissors, you could also snip the tails if your pot is not big enough, or if you don't want the extra tail. Sometimes people like to fry. I like to fry these dry, dry. But you could use a food scissors and not your regular scissors. You should have a scissors for food for your kitchen. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be snipping. This one is a bit too big. Snip the tails, and then if you want to, the choice is yours. And then I'm gonna wash and rinse just two or three times. I'm gonna rinse this. I'm gonna rinse it 3 times, and then dry the fish. Because you want to dry your fish. If you don't dry the fish, it's gonna be splashing all over in your when you're frying. Okay, so you want to dry it. If there's water in the pot, then you're gonna be having a lot of splashes when you're frying your fish. So guys, I would dry each fish very carefully. I would dry each fish very carefully, guys. So I get paper towel and then clean paper towel. If you find your paper towel is too wet after the first or second, after the first fish, you throw it out. So I use a lot of paper towel to dry fish. The paper towel I just throw away in the garbage. Fish is raw, guys, so I did wash it with the lime. Right, and then you dry these areas because when you're frying, the splashing from the oil, the water goes into the oil and splashes, and then it might even hit you in your face, and then you get burned. So you want to carefully dry each fish, right? Make sure there's no water. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with each fish, and then I'm gonna season. So guys, even though I dried my fish, I still got some paper towel here because I want to make sure this there's no water remaining on this fish, guys. So I dried it. Even though I dried it once, I did it like maybe 3 more times in paper towel. Okay, so then my fish, when I'm happy, because guys, the fried fish, you don't want this the oil to be splashing on you and burning you. So I'm just showing you that this part is very important. So I use a lot of paper towel and then I throw this paper towel away. And guys, now these are my seasonings. Okay, over here, the all-purpose seasoning. I have black pepper, allspice. This time, because it's a fish, I think I'm gonna be beating my pimento seeds up. And the salt here, and I have fish seasoning. The fish seasoning you don't have to, but I happen to have fish seasoning, so I'm gonna be putting the fish seasoning. Okay, guys, sorry if you hear that noise. I heard a vehicle going by. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna be putting is the salt, and guys, how I like to season my fish is I like to get on the inside here. So I'm just gonna be putting not too much, just put salt all over, and then I get into here, this part that I slit, and then I'm gonna be putting salt, and I'm gonna be doing the same thing for each fish. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate on one fish. Yeah, you season the head here. And then all this seasoning, guys, I'm going to be putting. And then I'll just put the fish seasoning. Use the Cool Runnings fish seasoning I'm using. And then, yeah, the same thing. All the seasoning that you saw, guys, I'm going to be going in on the slit here and just do the same for every single fish. Okay? So that's the fish seasoning, and then my all-purpose seasoning, I have to use the all-purpose seasoning, the Maggi. So guys, your salt, you don't want to put too much salt, but enough salt. You don't have to be afraid to use the salt. You don't want to overdo it. Like for a fish like this, maybe I'd say a teaspoon of salt or 2 teaspoons, because like the fish, I find fish, guys, I'm gonna even season the tail. I find fish, did I put everything? Oh, the pimento, I'm gonna be beating it and putting it later, but I did put everything, the fish season, the all-purpose salt and black pepper. I'm gonna be doing that for all the fishes. Okay, I find fish, even though you season it with salt, sometimes at the end you find it still not tasteful, so don't be afraid to put salt, like, you know. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be doing for each fish. So this is my parrotfish. Like guys, meat, you wouldn't be doing this, okay? You wouldn't be doing this because meat takes on the salt easily. But for fish, you don't be afraid to put salt on your fish. Because, you know, in the end, you don't want to be, I like when my fish has enough salt, it's tasteful. Okay, let me just quickly cover the top of each fish here. And then I'm just gonna flip it. And then on the, after that, then I'll get on the inside of each fish. So this is the fish seasoning, guys. And as I said, the fish seasoning, you don't have to go out of your way, guys. The most important thing for fish, guys, is your salt and black pepper. Okay? The salt and the black pepper is a must. And then I like all-purpose seasoning, the Maggi all-purpose, so I put the all-purpose. And I happen to have the fish seasoning, so I'm putting it. And then the fish seasoning and the all-purpose seasoning, they also have salt, guys. Okay, so then I'm gonna be going on the inside of each of these, rub the seasoning in. So guys, I'm gonna be pounding up the pimento seed here, the allspice. Guys, most of the time when I'm cooking, I don't go this route where I pound it up. So here I pounded up the allspice, the pimento seed. It's better, guys. Your meat or your fish gets seasoned better. Okay, so that's the pounded up allspice. Instead of putting them whole, sometimes I just like skip over that part of it, but really I should be doing it that way. Okay, so I'm going to be like putting it, the pounded pimento seed into right here on the inside to make sure the fish is seasoned properly. Okay, and then even on the part, the outer part that is slit here, I put the allspice. So when you pound it up, you're able to do that. Put it even on the outer part that is slit on the fish. Yeah, that is why I pounded it up. And also it's better. Your meat or your fishes takes on the flavor better from the allspice. And basically that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then I'm gonna be frying the fish. Okay.